Hey everybody, it's Anna here. I'm a clairvoyant, a therapist, and an intuitive mentor. So today we are going to talk about something that I have noticed again and again with my clients, my community, and quite honestly, myself at many points in time. And this is, why do empaths struggle to make money? This is one of those topics that's often misunderstood because people think it's about empaths being bad with numbers or afraid of success, but it's actually just about energy. So if you have ever felt like no matter how much inner work you do around abundance, the money still doesn't flow the way you want it to, this video is for you. I'm going to break down the energetic reason behind it and how it ties into the law of attraction and what Joe Dispenza calls vibrational coherence, and how you can shift your frequency to start attracting more prosperity without abandoning your sensitivity. Okay, so let's start with the basics. The law of attraction does not respond to simply what you want, it responds to who you are. So, in other words, it's your state of being that determines what shows up in your life. You can visualize, affirm, or journal all day long, but if your body and your energy are broadcasting a signal of, I'm stressed, I'm not safe, or money is hard, that's generally what gets mirrored back to you. And this is where empaths and energy sensitives often get tripped up. Because as empaths, we are not just managing our own energy vibration, we are constantly tuning into the energy of everybody around us. So you might wake up feeling calm, but after 5 minutes of scrolling through social media or listening to a friend vent about money, your nervous system is suddenly carrying that vibration of fear and scarcity. Now, multiply that by every conversation, every headline, every group you're tuned into energetically, and it's no wonder that you are holding a vibration of prosperity that feels slippery at. So, here is what I've noticed. Most empaths are actually really powerful manifestors. They're deeply connected to the unseen, they're highly intuitive, and they're emotionally intelligent. But they are also like energetic sponges. And when you're constantly absorbing the emotional climate of the world, the pain, the lack, the struggle, it's hard to maintain a frequency of prosperity. You start to match the energy around you instead of anchoring to the energy within you. Meanwhile, the people who seem to effortlessly attract wealth, well, often they're not more deserving, they're just less permeable. They don't take on other people's energy. So they can hold their intention and vibration with more consistency. Now, I'm not saying you need to become a narcissist to make money. Absolutely not. But you do need to become more energetically sovereign, meaning you can feel compassion for others without collapsing your vibration into theirs or matching theirs. And that really is the key. So, how do we shift this? There are 5 practices that have really changed things for me and my clients that I wanted to share with you. The first one is to define prosperity for yourself. You cannot attract what you haven't defined. Ask yourself, what does abundance or prosperity feel like in my body? So for me, it's a sense of being grounded, relaxed, and spacious. I know that I am in alignment with prosperity when I feel calm and I feel certain and I'm not like frantic or proving. And if you're having trouble finding this vibration of knowing what prosperity or abundance feels like in your body, I encourage you to try this exercise. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, if I won the lottery, if money were no issue, if I had a magic wand, any of these work, and I could have whatever I want, what would it be? When you allow yourself to play in that space, what I have found consistently in myself and others is that often it's more simple than we think. So it's not, I would, buy 50 houses around the world. I would travel to 50 countries. It's usually, I would have time freedom. I would have more space in my schedule to go to the yoga classes I like, or the martial arts classes I like, or I would take a meditation course and I wouldn't feel bad about spending the money. I would travel to another country and check out new cultures, but maybe not forever. Maybe it's just a trip. So I have found that when we really ask ourselves these questions, we start painting a picture of how would our life be different if prosperity and money were not an issue. And when you start going through this list for yourself and kind of looking at it through that lens, I want you to actually visualize. Take a moment to visualize and imagine yourself. So, if one of your dreams is schedule spaciousness, like if you had all the money in the world and you just want more time freedom, I want you to really feel time freedom in your body. Go through an exercise from waking up to going to bed. Walk yourself through that process. What would it look like if I had total time freedom this Monday, this Tuesday, this Wednesday? And when you find yourself going through that exercise, you're going to find your body actually doesn't know the difference between visualization and reality. So therefore, you can begin to invoke those feelings that you need to be in to attract the things that you're looking to attract. So if you're having a really hard time with this one because you haven't allowed yourself to dream, it's really, really common. But allow yourself to dream and then allow your body to feel what it would feel like if you were actually in that energy. So the second activity is to identify your triggers. Notice who or what pulls you out of that desired state. Maybe it's the news, maybe it's a friend who constantly complains, maybe it's comparing yourself to others online. You don't have to cut everything out, but you do need to create boundaries around what enters your energetic field. The next step is to practice good energy hygiene. This is huge. Every day we shower our physical body, but do you shower your energy? So to do this, I personally have a routine I walk myself through. It's called the Clear Channel Method, and these are all of the energetic meditation practices that I do on a daily basis that help me to be a clear channel for spirit, help me to connect with my higher self, and they help me to release any foreign energies from my vibration that are keeping me at a distance from the vibrational reality that I want to be in. Know that even 5 minutes a day of grounding, breath work, or visualization can really help shift the energy for you. Okay, so number 4, protect your energy as fiercely as you protect your mood. So before you walk into a draining environment, I want you to begin to use energy practices, like maybe visualizing a light around you, reminding yourself that you can be aware of energy without absorbing it. And you can even set the intention every morning as you start your day that you want to stay in your frequency, whatever that frequency is, say it's prosperity or abundance. Doing a blend of consciously being aware and using those practices of stating your intention out loud, as well as blending it with protecting your energy, is very, very powerful in the long run with helping you to continue to vibrate at what it is you want to attract rather than what it is you don't want to attract. And lastly, and this can be the hardest part, is to trust the timing. This is where Neville Goddard and Joe Dispenza overlap beautifully, because both talk about aligning the feeling before the evidence of this appears. As Neville always says, when you plant a seed, you don't go digging it up the next day to check and see if it's growing. You trust that the energy has been set in motion once you plant the seed. So even if you're not yet seeing the money, the clients, the opportunities, keep holding the frequency. As Joe Dispenza says, the moment you start feeling abundant and worthy, you are generating wealth. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Empaths and energy sensitives are not doomed to struggle. You are not too sensitive to be prosperous. You just need to master your sensitivity so it can become a superpower and not a drain. When heart-centered, energetically aware people rise into wealth, the whole vibration of the planet shifts. So practice holding your prosperity frequency even when the world feels chaotic. And if you want to go deeper into clearing and protecting your energy, I teach the exact process that I use daily in my Clear Channel meditation course. I will link it below. If this video resonated, please give it a like, share, or send it to an empath friend who needs to hear this message. And subscribe for more intuitive tools for living an aligned, abundant life. See you next time.